Hey, you beautiful people, how are you doing? How are you doing? My name is Steve. You can call me Steve the Rev. Oh yes, I'm back here again with another proverb for you. Call it Proverbs for Men. Welcome to the new month. Can you imagine? Here we are right now. Check this out. I have a question for you, as always. Sometimes it's a story, sometimes it's a question. But here's a question. Have you ever been in a space where people are saying stuff and you're listening? Whether sometimes you're actively listening or sometimes you're not actively listening, but they are delivering value. Okay, let me switch that. Let me tell you about another scenario that I usually find myself in. Often as a commercial photographer, I'm at events. Sometimes I'm either covering an event, a corporate event, or I'm just at a company and I am interacting with the owners of that business because I'm taking photos of different things that they do. But often they are saying things that maybe only a few people get to say, and there are nuggets of wisdom in there that they're sharing back to back. But because I am here as a photographer or a service provider, I may just end up being caught in the space of serving and not listening, which means I am missing value that is being shared. On the other hand, there could be people that are seated and they're listening attentively and they're picking up things and things that they're going to do. On the other hand, there are also people who are just seated and listening, waiting for the time to fly by. Why? Well, they just decided to attend this event after all. Maybe it is a requirement by the organization that they're working for. Now, I tell you this because the book of Proverbs chapter 1 verse 5 says, "A wise man will hear and increase learning, and a man of understanding will attain wise counsel." So what is the connection with all of this? Often we have opportunities of hearing, but the question is, are we learning? The opportunities are immense. Do you know that even when you're watching a movie, there's opportunities for you to learn? But the question is, are you actually posturing yourself to always be learning when people are speaking? Is it because you're feeling like you are older that you feel like when you're talking to people that are younger than you, you don't have an opportunity to learn? You'll be amazed by the things that you will learn. I learn things from my kids, and I'm even blown away by that. But when you don't have that posture, certainly it will be far from you that you will even ever perceive that. But here he's telling us that, you know what? Let the wise hear and increase in learning. It is only the wise people that increase in learning. Why? Because they have this posture of learning, of receiving. They are a constant sponge that no matter the situation they're picking, they are picking up stuff. Remember that class you are in? Well, maybe let's not talk about that class. How many of you have ended up being successful or being in position to implement everything you've done? Think about all of the seminars that you have been to and workshops. Did you hear? Did you increase in learning? Yes. Now listen to this second part. And the man of understanding will attain wise counsel. I like this other version. The Amplified version says, the wise will hear and increase their learning. Because you're hearing, you're learning constantly because you've taken that posture. And the person of understanding will acquire wise counsel and the skill to steer his course wisely and lead others to the truth. Oh man. For the Passion Translation says, for the wise, these proverbs will make you even wiser, and for those with discernment, you'll be able to acquire brilliant strategies for leadership. Now, this is pretty specific. He's talking about the book of Proverbs. The reason why I invite people to listen to the book of Proverbs or read a chapter a day is because it's wisdom I also learned. I learned from someone else, Apostle Moses Mokisa, and I started applying, and I'm increasing in learning, and I'm getting strategies for steering my course, steering the course of other people well, because I am a reverend, I lead people, so I need wisdom. You always need wisdom when you are dealing with people, but if you are not getting counsel, You are cooked. As a man, you are an influencer. You influence your siblings, you influence your family, you influence your spouse, you influence the people that you lead, either at home or at work, or in the community where you lead. You are always a leader. We were cut out for leading, but without wisdom we can't. But we always need to take a posture of learning first, so that we know that every time we are listening, we are learning, right? So we have to first of all put ourselves in positions of learning, where I will hear and increase. So the question to you is, how many opportunities have you created for you to learn? For you to hear so you can learn. How many opportunities? And how have you shown that you have understood what you have learned? What you have learned is by applying that which you have learned, because a man of understanding will attain wise counsel. You will acquire different strategies for leading your people. You acquire strategies for taking your people on the right course. Friend, dear man out there, be wise. Be very wise. And use this wisdom. This is how you're going to do it. One, I need you to first of all have a heart check. Ask yourself, are you one that is always open to learning? In spite of the people that you're learning from, in spite of the environment that you're in spite of you not being the person for whom the conference was intended, but you are the service provider, which means someone is delivering value. You're in the hearing distance. Take that wisdom and walk with it. There's a pastor I met, and here at Worship Harvest we have what we call the Pastors Mentorship Program. It is a program that is meant for other pastors, to help equip other pastors from other churches to help them grow their churches, right? It is championed by Apostle Moses Mokisa. And I was shocked one time when we were having a gathering where we were having other pastors who had come from different places, and we were connecting. And one of them said, you know, I've never attended one of those equipping sessions, but I've seen some of the content somewhere, and I went ahead and applied it in my church, and my church has grown. You can imagine that person was not there, but they were willing to learn. They got the strategies, and then they grew their church. Simple as that. You can be watching a movie, but you're seeing the opportunity that you need to apply. You can be listening to someone and you're seeing ways to improve your marriage. You can be hanging with, I get to hang with other people, and I get to visit them at their home, and I see the things that I need to change about my home, because I'm in a constant state of learning and positioning myself to get better. Now friends, that will be all for today. Gentlemen, let's go ahead and win, because kings reign. You, my man, need to reign. See you on the next one. If you have any questions about this, any direction concerning this, the first place, if I'm to recap this, I would need you to just do two things. One, check your heart. Find out if you're always in a posture of learning. If you're not, check yourself and do the right thing. Two, put yourself in spaces where you can learn. Three, read lots of books. Are you kidding me? If you're not reading, you can't lead. Leaders are readers. So read, listen to podcasts, read a proverb a day, read the counsel of the Lord, listen to the read and listen to the Bible. That will be a little space to start. And finally, get yourself mentors and coaches. Oh yeah, they're full of wisdom and they will help you get better. Now let that be all for today. Listen, on that number on your screen, 0775 642 449, someone on the other end of that call would be willing to help you understand some of the things that I'm talking about, right? So just go ahead and send a message or a WhatsApp. We'll get in touch with you. Now see you on the next one. Come on, people.